Christians have been taught that passivity is holy through the misinterpretation of biblical texts. Humans in general are taught suicidal empathy, practiced mainly for clout and false sainthood.
I forgive him.
Ecclesiastes 4:5, the fool foldeth his hands together and eateth his own flesh. This verse is saying the fool who surrenders his will fold. What does folding mean in poker? To fold is to forfeit your spot, to exit reality, to become passive. Honey butter. This fool becomes the Ouroboros, which is the snake eating its own tail. And people without will don't just hurt themselves, but the entirety of reality. The decay starts inside of them and spreads outwards. In the early 2000s, there were about 15,000 grapings per year in England. Now it has peaked to 70,000 per year. This is a six-fold increase in over 1 decade. The idolatry of passivism is responsible for this. Idolatry of passivism is a culture's tendency to adore and weak people, while letting predatory people control reality. What do these famous television characters have in common, honey? They are inherently weak. While their weakness is comedic and fun to watch, it is not heroic. Most modern-day characters are not heroes, but are placeholders for the will of man. Here's where it gets maddening, butter. Nearly 70% of child sex offenders have between 1 to 9 victims. At least 20% have 10 to 40 victims. And an average serial offender can have up to 400 child victims in their lifetime. What the hell, butter? Let's say you eliminate 10 child offenders. Statistically, you would keep around 75 children from being harmed, potentially 400 children if it's a serial offender. Idaho just passed a law if anyone hurts a child under the age of 12 in a sexual manner, the consequence is by firing squad. Why isn't this law everywhere? For those holy pacifists who believe that defending innocence is not biblical, Joan of Arc inspired an army who killed for God. The Crusades killed for the defense of the Holy Land. King David killed for God. Deuteronomy 17:2 through 7, Deuteronomy 13:6 through 10, and parts of Exodus say to get rid of anyone who worships other gods. Well, what are sexual offenders at their core? They are worshiping a lower force that has convinced them to disregard a child's innocence. This is about as far away from God as you can get, honey. My central point.
People have been programmed to believe
that God has no boundaries.
Therefore, when a culture simply creates boundaries, it's seen as insanity. When in reality, what if God is the most boundaried being to ever live?